Yo, week 17. We are back with everybody's favorite segment. You're an idiot. I don't have a lot to say about this one
Yeah, you
right
do.
now. right
Yeah, you
now. But
do.
Frank, this is your segment. We're gonna give you the floor here. Please tell us who week 17's idiot is.
If you would like, we can refer back to the tape and you can just listen to everything I said the first time I made them our idiot. And, that would cover all the bases. But Washington Commanders, you horrible dumpster fire of an organization, please come down to the stage and please atone for whatever this is that you
I
are.
like to call it
Is
audible
it
real
is
quick.
it is it because of the mascot?
Yeah, yeah.
I like to call it audible real quick.
Go ahead.
In the interest of time, Charlie, can you give us a brief synopsis of why they're in? I think you have a good sober view.
I
of
got
the
it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Everything. That was it. I'm done. Everything. Everything possible. It is fitting that the last idiot, maybe the last idiot of the year, who knows, but maybe the last idiot of the year is our dumpster fire number one organization, the Washington Commanders. I don't know. There's so many things just in this week alone. Just in this week alone, they have their playoff lives on the line, and they go back to the quarterback where playoffs was not a real possibility last time he started. The Washington Commanders were not considered one of the better teams when they started Carson Wentz. They went to Taylor Heineke and they went on a run where they were competitive and they were expected to make the playoffs for the last 3 weeks. They were in the playoff. They had a playoff spot with WAS on it. That's what it was. But Taylor Heineke, he comes with some negatives. And that's that he sucks. He comes with one positive though. He sucks less than Carson Wentz. They didn't get the
turn the
last
ball
part.
over.
They didn't get the last part. So they put in Carson Wentz and it went as awfully as you could have imagined.
Wentz, deep shot, underthrown ball, and it's another Carson Wentz interception. This time, it's Grant Delpit.
Not worse, because this is exactly what I imagined. But
right.
3 interceptions first half. It was disgusting. At the end of the game, they lose the game, obviously, to Cleveland, who was a dumpster fire by itself, dumpster fire number 2. And the coach, Ron Rivera,
did not know.
They ask him about now that you guys lost, will you start the rookie quarterback if y'all get eliminated today?
Week, if you guys are eliminated today by what happens at 4:00, is Sam Howell in consideration?
We can be eliminated.
Yeah, if the Packers beat the Vikings, then you guys are eliminated.
He didn't know that they could get eliminated that day. He was lost, and then they got eliminated that day. Look, you said in the interest of time, I don't have all day to describe what
Before I kick it off to Frank, because I do have something I want to hear from Frank about. But what I'll say is this: we can even rewind back to the week versus San Francisco. When before the game, I thought I was seeing things, and I saw that Jay Glazer tweeted, "Hey, the Washington Commanders are considering switching from Heineke to Wentz mid-game if he's not playing well."
He struggles. Yep.
I thought it was like I honestly, it was one of those, those background things you just see. No way, because it's not about which one of them is better at that point. To me, it's about what are you doing? Like, if that's how you feel, why don't you just start Wentz, right? But hold on. But then Charlie would say, but that's a horrible idea to start Wentz. So then it's a horrible idea to plan to bring him in the game mid-game.
Against a good team. Like, that's the part that they're not. He's going to struggle against the 49ers. Everyone struggles against the 49ers.
Not Jared Stidham, but that's
so what I want to ask Frank is this, because once again, this is your segment. I want to ask you, like, you've recently been diagnosed by me with not surprised-itis with Washington. So you kind of didn't even want to give them idiot this week because it's just all par for the course for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, so if we go back to when I first gave them idiot this season, because they've been in it a couple times. When I first gave it to them, I had this long diatribe I went on because it was like, at that moment, I was already annoyed because, hey, like when you look at it, and this is why I wasn't surprised, right? when Carson Wentz first got hurt, you already like by the time he got hurt, we saw that he was not going to be good enough for them to do anything, right? We saw that already. And we already know what Taylor Heineke is, right? A quality for maybe 4 games, if spot starter. You know what I'm saying? He'll make some things happen and he rallies the troops. I'm like, this doesn't do anything because he is clearly not good enough to be your quarterback for an entire season ever, and you have this rookie, you might as well start him and then try to build your team for the next year. I know it doesn't sound good, but at least you're giving them something to rally around, right? I mean, I understand that coaching staffs want to do this and that, but what exactly did you think you were, right? With this good defense and then these so-so weapons.
They were
and then
a playoff team.
Horrible. No, hold on. This horrible, like, you know what I'm saying? This horrible, quarterback situation. Because to me, even with Taylor Heineke, you're not necessarily a playoff team. Well, I think what they benefited from was a very, 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 very mediocre to bad NFC this year, where a lot of the teams were not very good. Because how often have you had 4 teams from one division and them still being the last the whole time in the playoff picture? Like, it doesn't happen.
Well,
it doesn't happen.
I mean, by our rankings, the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, maybe even 4 in the AFC anyway. So that tells you everything.
So it's like you benefit from that. It's like, do something. Like, none of this surprises me because it's like, at the end of the day, the reason that they were willing to be like, hey, if he struggles, we'll bench him, is because Carson Wentz clearly has the better tools, but Carson Wentz doesn't have a brain clearly and cannot not throw interceptions. So it's like,
so bad.
You watch the throws he makes, and I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? It's every bit of the gunslinger.
I can't think of a starting quarterback.
None of the good parts.
What does Carson Wentz bring to your team that isn't?
No, Charlie,
just like
the game went exactly
straight-
how you said it was going to go. I'm not like, he looked like the exact quarterback that you thought he was, Charlie. I have to admit it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't even know what else to say.
I just don't know what Carson Wentz brings that isn't a trait. Like when Jamel tries to sell himself or accidentally sells himself on Carson Wentz, it's that he's big and he has a strong arm and he's kind of athletic. But on the football field, what does he do?
He's pretty bad.
What does he offer
Pretty bad.
as a positive?
It's like, to me, this is so annoying. It's like this is a team that like will do anything, like, and this coaching staff, like I always say, you know what I'm saying? Net neutral McGee, is Ron Rivera. Like, this coaching staff doesn't, like, you can't start a quarterback, like, you can't even bring in a quarterback like Carson Wentz if you do not have an offensive guru to like shepherd and shield whatever it is you're doing.
Bring in a Carson Wentz that is accidentally Carson Wentz. I don't care if you have a guru. I don't care if you have
listen.
Czar.
I
No
get it.
one's
But at least,
fixing that.
but let's be real. He looked manageable at times for most of last year in Indianapolis. He looked manageable. And that was with, somebody that we consider one of the better offensive minds working that to its T, and he still Carson Wentzed it up. So you're going to bring him to net neutral McGee, this makeshift, more like, it's just you cannot have a quarterback like him with such a horrible organization, which is why they're the idiot, and then think that it's going to be anything more. They were basically winning games, scoring 16 points with Taylor Heineke, and like, what do you think you're doing? Now you're middle of the pack.
Not knowing we could be eliminated is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
It is unbelievable, and it's only something that happens in Washington. You would have never thought Ron Rivera was this bad, but when you take somebody that's average and you bring them to a bad situation, everything gets pulled down.
I understand.
Pull it down.
I understand the Taylor Heineke hate because he's small and he tends to turn the football over.
He's not good. Why you gotta.
He's not good at all. But
thank you.
I could not help, because I don't have a horse in the race. I couldn't help but notice that he keeps you in all the games that you're in.
Yeah, because
but they don't tie the Giants that first game without Taylor Heineke. They lose that game.
I know.
Oh, especially with Wentz. That's crazy.
Then the next game, it was a pass interference call that even the NFL said was a pass interference.
Right.
The only reason y'all lost that game. Then he got smoked by a clearly superior team.
Right.
That's him cooling off. Like a tie that he should have lost.
But let's be real. Like, Taylor Heineke does what he does in every game. He like sucks for vast majorities of it. but he just doesn't turn the ball over. So you have a good defense, and you're not going to get blown out of the water.
If you're trying to make the playoffs, you can't take that guy out for that guy. It just
That's fair. That's
everybody should sit
And that's
down and
idiotic.
everybody should go home. This coaching staff should be gone. All of it. The quarterback.
Anyways,
should be
man.
gone. All of it.
Anyways, man, Sam Howell for the win. Let's put him in there. Just playing. But anyways, Soggy Nachos Podcast. This has been You're an Idiot. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share, talk about us, all that fun stuff. Peace. Big Blue.